There is someone out there, Taurus, that will love you like never before. There is someone out there that is meant to be for you. Okay, everyone has somebody, but this channel message is going to be for my Tauruses that are either mothers, wives, separated wives, divorcees, widowers. All right, I'm also hearing common law is also considered marriage. Okay, so if you're in any type of dynamic where you know you're supposed to be getting 11-11, but you're only getting 11-1, the ratio is off. One of you is putting in way more than the other person, and this could be swapped. All right, you could be a single dad, and you take care of predominantly all the children, and you know that you have a partner that's supposed to be putting in 100, but they're only able to put in 10%, and you provide the rest. Now, providing is going to look different for everybody, so I'm not going to break that down for you guys. You're going to have to use your noggin. But what I am telling you is that no matter what it looks like, there is a deficit, whether it be financial, in love, the way y'all treat each other, the way y'all speak to each other, the way y'all show up for each other. Even if y'all have nothing but dogs, pets, or the house is now your child. Something that y'all share together that y'all supposed to be maintaining 100 and 100, not 50-50, not 100 to 10, but y'all supposed to be both putting in 110%, making an overall 11-11. All right, so this is going to be a confirmation, especially for those of y'all that's been asking spirit, like, just to yourself, like, what is my life purpose? What am I here for? Is this it? Okay, and I'm not downing marriage or being in a relationship and finding someone that you love and settling down with them. That's never the intention. So use your own discernment. What I am saying to you is that whatever your aspirations is, in whatever partnership that you cultivate with someone, it has to be 110% each. It has to be you both giving each other 100 to each other, and the 10% you have to be giving to yourself as well. So do you pay tithes to a church and just pay them, or are you supposed to be paying yourself as well? Because I felt like the dividends, just the math ain't mathing, okay? And I feel like spirit is saying to me that you're supposed to not only show up for the relationship, but you're supposed to show up for yourself. And energy is currency. Money is currency. Time is currency. All of that is currency. So if you're going to give offerings to anything else, you're going to show up for another person, you have to also pay the offerings to you. You have to also tithe for yourself. Okay, pay your 10 and 10, not just to the creator, the relationship that you have with God, or the relationship that you have with the church, but the relationship that you have with yourself and everything else that you aspire to have in your life. Can you maintain and show up for whatever it is that you're asking? So I felt like I needed to mention that because spirit put that on my heart. You do have a life purpose, and your life purpose is connected to your life. Okay, I've been seeing, to answer your question about your life purpose, this is a confirmation for those of you that's only been asking this question. I'm seeing family therapists, marriage and relationship counseling therapists. I'm seeing life coaches, divorce lawyers. I'm seeing rehab. I was seeing rehab facilities. I was seeing love and relationship podcasters, YouTubers, content creators, conversationalists, discussionalist, okay, columns. I'm seeing blogs, columns. I'm seeing relationship coaches, and the last one that I saw was like a survivor. So just like a random person that survived a lot of life experiences and they share it. They talk about it, and they also like how to, I'm seeing someone create videos, how to survive a toxic relationship, how to survive a cult, how to survive extreme brainwashing scenarios. Everything that you've gone through into your life, everything that you've experienced into your life, once you've been delivered out of that situation, you are being asked to pave the way for the next person after you. Write a book, tell your story, so that way those that may also be going through it, they have more than one lens, optical lens to look through. They have more than one example to pull from. How Sally did something down the street may not be how Amanda wants to do something up the road, okay? But it provides a guide, a guidebook. It provides some type of tutelage that a younger person or another person behind you can really benefit from, if especially if they are never being shown it. Okay, they've never seen the example. It's not saying that you have to be perfect and you have to be that role model and then everyone else's choices weighs on your back. No, that's martyrdom. And martyrdom is what? We've said this before, dumb. What you're doing is you're living in your truth and you're living in your autonomy. That is it. Relieve the burden off your back about how perfect you need to be. Your struggles are yours, and no one can tell you how you're supposed to over empathize with them while you're trying to also empathize for yourself. What else? I was also seeing a song for you. Song performed by Eva Cassidy, Songbird. So there's something about a songbird that is significant for you that you need to go and look at. Listen to that song. Okay. More importantly, for your ancestors, they are asking you to share. They are asking you to share how you broke the spell of this cycle. Okay, cycle of brainwashing. The cycle of anything. Whenever you write this book, somebody may be writing a book. Okay, because I kept seeing star. I was seeing someone like signing autographs about how they were, the experiences that they had under some type of love spell, under some type of control. But it was tied to like the brainwashing of like young girls, innocent people. Okay. You're going to have a bestseller. So if you've been having a confirmation and that's kind of like your topic and what you kind of been like staying in the parameter about, you're going to be extremely successful. I kept hearing blackberry and bay. Okay, so obey, you may also be into like cooking. Okay, you may have like a little skill that's developing outside of the book that you wrote. Time, obey, I'm seeing like ratatouille. So you may be like, I don't know if that's Paris, London, but it's something about, or is that Italy? Don't get me to lying. There's something about you and seasoning in the chef. And did you strip? Wear your shirt. You hot? Okay. Anyway, something about, what was I saying? Yeah, something about obey. That could be also significant from the sense context of like obey and listen. Okay, but I am seeing like your ancestors may have used the seasonings in the pantry or the cupboard to like dispel certain things ancestrally. You may know that about, I heard Geechee, so you may know something about like how your ancestors used to put like dispelling words into like the food as a way to kind of like have their taskmasters undo certain curses and hexes and things like that that was being done to them. Or like the women in your bloodline, you may come from a long line where that injustice was done, and your ancestors used to get more lifeline. Like they may have lived longer because they utilize they call them kitchen witches now, but back then it was they were the chefs or they had a direct connection to the taskmaster's gut. Okay, so their gut health may have been, their days were numbered based off of the food that they were eating. Okay, I'm also seeing here something to do with like survival skills, okay, which is why your life experience thus far kind of mirrors survival skills. Like you had to survive, and these were some of the ways in which you guys survived. You put your intentions, your ancestors put their intentions in the bay leaves. Your ancestors used thyme and herbs and different things like that and made really good food. All right. They died happy. I'm also seeing they had some taskmasters that were utilizing them for like intimacy, things like that. And they would feed them before they were required to go into the room with them and like put them to sleep. Okay, so they may have lost memory, okay, of whether or not they had even had an encounter. That's how dope they was. That's what they're saying. You come from ancestries where they couldn't they couldn't they didn't have no one advocating for them. They couldn't go tell someone else and justice was on their side. They had to survive. So your lifetime, you may have gotten back, you may have incarnated again with a karmic partner where in that lifetime they were your taskmaster, or in that lifetime they sold you off into something or some type of captivity, submission. It definitely has some betrayal to do with it. Okay, they keep having me do this for some reason, so I'm just gonna listen. But yeah, you had so in this lifetime, y'all may have met each other again, okay? And they're saying it's in a book. The spells are in a book, but the book is inside of you. You see what I'm saying? The book is inside of you. It's the stories that they're going to show you, the dreams that they're going to tell you. But your ancestors knew that their enemies' days were always numbered, okay? Because this was the only way that they could survive entrapment, enclosures, right? Is frowned upon now, but in those situations, there was no legislation to protect them. There was no one coming to save them from these types of scenarios. They had to maintain their hope that love would prevail. Okay. And in a lot of ways, they had to use love spells. Now, the misuse of these spells now are coming from, it's almost like, so let's think about it this way. In this lifetime, if you had to use those spells to get out of a situation, in this lifetime, those people may be casting those same spells over you. So like, for example, when they transition, they realize what you were doing. Okay. Then they reincarnate and then their soul remembers, and it creates like this pattern where it's like, we're going to be back together. It's death do us part, even in the next life. I'm going to find you. We're going to get back together. And then I'm going to as well, trap you back in this relationship. I'm going to want to marry you quick. I'm going to want to settle down with you. I'm going to want to do a lot of different things. And when I got you where I want you, I'm going to kick my feet up. And they don't even know why they have this dark Vader type of attitude towards a long-standing resentment that goes back centuries. Okay. Confirmation, if you've been having like the desire to get past life readings or past life regressions done on you, I feel like the past life regressions would really help clear out the story for you to create a new narrative for your bloodline. Because it's creating some deep situations of being unable to move forward. these types of scenarios never lasted long. Okay, so here's what's happening, right? I don't even think it was necessarily the taskmaster. I feel like it was the taskmaster's wife. Okay, the taskmaster's wife despised despise the servant. Okay, so I'm seeing in one of these scenarios, in one of these past lives, the taskmaster's wife befriended the servant, and like paid attention without asking questions. So you may have like that relationship where there's like that third party close friends that like to just ear hustle or kind of just watch you do what it is that you do, so they can study after you. They can study your craft because they can kind of tell that genetically there's something different about you. You have like a difference. There's something that you're doing differently than that no one else is doing. And the only way for them to find that out, because they know that you'll never tell them face to face, because it's like your ancestors won't speak to you unless while this person's around. So if you have that type of dynamic where there's certain people, no matter the race, creed, or color, that your ancestors just go mute when they're around, it's because they know them from past lives. They know that they're another reincarnation or a fragment of this same energy that's kind of like been connected to your blood ties for a long time. This wife from that timeline was able to see how, okay, the servant was able to get the taskmaster to give like certain rights and claim to like their children out of wedlock. Okay, they're bastards. They were able to give them, like, I mean, this taskmaster was signing over deeds. Okay, this taskmaster was acknowledging bastards, was writing them into wills. This taskmaster was separating himself from his wife. He was not, caring about whatever she did or didn't want. Okay, there's also that energy. This, and then ultimately giving freedom, writing over freedom petitions where the wife had absolutely no right or no claim over them in the event that they died, right? So when he died, they were free. And in some cases, he was writing everything over to the woman, the other woman, the servant. So in this particular situation, the wife grew bitter, the wife grew angry. And in this lifetime, for those of you in that situation where you feel like there's someone breaking up your happy home, there's someone that has your man's head on a swivel or some shit like that, like she got some things going on. It goes back to a past life where instead of you leaving the relationship and seeing your worth and realizing that any person that is willing to do that, they're not meant for you and you deserve real love, you deserve to find better. Just like in that past life as a wife, you over identified with the role of the position, that even you in that past life, you didn't care how they treated their servants. You didn't care that he treated them like concubines. You didn't care that those other girls, those other women were at the disposal of his discretion and yours as well. You didn't care that that they were like your handmaids or different things like that. So there's that, the hand that rocks the cradle type of energy here from a past life. But you didn't stand up for justice then. And it's because you viewed the servant as lesser. You viewed the servant as disposable, placing yourself on a hierarchy. So there's this dynamic shift even in this lifetime where here you have the same person that you found in this lifetime. You felt a deep love connection with them, and then they're leaving you because they have a love for someone else that reminds them of a love song, a songbird that they can never forget, right? They've been under that person's love spell for centuries. They have a long line of finding each other for centuries. So these are where you have the dynamics where in this life you have the husbands leaving the wife for someone that they're in love, and it's just the love in itself, even if that person has nothing. Okay, they leaving the wives for that person. You have the wives leaving their husband for that person, because in this lifetime the roles are reversed. So it's one big ass Jerry Springer show currently happening, and all this confusion and chaos, it stems back to past lives. It stems back to this possessive energy that got so big, where people wanted to encapture other people and turn them into slaves. People would turn on their own kind to enslave them so they can feel like they possessed something of value. So whatever the currency is at that time of evolution, humanity would become so possessive to the point where they would cross over morality, integrity, and they would use books and the Bible and doctrinations as a right to wield this type of power of possession over humanity in many different ways, whether it's your children, whether it's your property, whether it's your relationship. That I got the paper, and because I got the paper, it gives me right to overstep your human right to choose yes or no. You always have the free will to decide. I don't care if you were married to somebody for 30 years. This whole objective of that paper is ordained by God, and it supersedes free will, and it supersedes love, and it supersedes any type of decision that goes against the truth. The truth of the matter is we don't belong to anyone, right? If a person's with you, they with you because they want to be. If a person leaves you, they leave you because they want to be. You have the free will when they come back around to decide if you want to be with them or not. You are not a victim, okay? This is kind of the truth spell. It's a hard dose of truth. But as long as you are operating in victim energy, you are conjuring up past life lessons to replay out with new players and with new vessels in the same players over and over again. Because this happened to me, I'm perpetuating it, I'm cultivating with it, and the next thing you know, you're going to find yourself in that dynamic where you have, sister against sister, where you have cousins against cousins, bloods against bloods, I was going to say Crips against Crips. Stop. Y'all get the picture, right? That's kind of Spirit's message, is that's what perpetuates that will, that lesson, where it's like, okay, well, let's pull. None of these stories are new. None of them are new under the sun. All right. So then Saturn goes, Ra goes. All right, then let me go back to 1865. You're having a hard time letting go of this person. Okay, let me pull up 1865, and then we're going to go back to, oh yeah. I remember this one. This is where you were the one that's walking a mile in the shoes of the person that you hate today. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring that person in. Bring in reinforcement. And then reinforcement comes in, and you meet a person, and next you know you got deja vu, and you like, oh my God, I've done this before. Yeah, you done it before. I feel like there's a difference between resonance and doing something before. If you've done something before, that's an opportunity to go another way. That's how I look at it. If you have a resonance where you feel like you know someone, and you recognize them, yeah, you have encountered them in past lives and things like that, but you're not going to feel as if you are reliving the same sad love song with them. Okay, it's just a different sensation. And if you haven't met that person yet, they may not be the one. Okay, What else? There's something about you're meant to expose. Okay, I'm seeing here that confirmation for someone, especially if you've been like living in certain lifestyles. Here's the thing about exposure energy. Everyone always feels like, oh, it's snitching, is this, and it's not right to pry on someone else's lifetime, and it's not right to tell someone else how they're supposed to live if that's what they want to do. Free will, ray tay tay. Cool. A lot of things in order to balance the scales, right? In order to make things right, everything is an energy currency, okay? Which is why legacy, when you see the Ten of Pentacles, especially the longer the money, the longer the debt. The more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding you have, the more karma you experience, generate, and pass down. Okay? Lifetime after lifetime, descendant upon descendant, and it continues, right? So the people that have the less is often viewed as or looked down upon as they never did anything with their life, or they never did anything of substance or important. Actually, they just chose to come and generate the very least karma. Okay? Because the more you want, the more you need to learn. The more you desire, the more you call it in. So I feel like that's kind of what Spirit is saying when it comes to, well, why do we have to participate, or why does this even happen, and what's the point? Spirit, should we even dive down that rabbit hole today? I don't know if I want to dive down that rabbit hole. I don't think everybody ready for that today. It feels like it's a split crowd. When you watch this video, it's going to be a split crowd. The comments are going to be split. It's going to be a little touchy here, because we're talking about deep. We're talking about deep family roots here. We're talking about past life energy. We're talking about stories from past lives and what's happening right now. And then unlocking that, turning that groove, okay, that creates space and room for love. Is there an evil antagonist spirit? Absolutely. There's always one in every storyline and every plot. You can't have it. You can't have a story without one. And I'm not saying that to be insensitive, but it just is what it is, right? And at some point as people, we got to start being able to receive truth just for what it is, and not attaching it to our identity of, oh, someone's saying this about me, or you're saying this about me, and I. At some point, we have to transition from making it about someone pointing a finger at you specifically when having discussions around worldwide issues, global issues, humanity issues. We have to look at things from a macro level, not just micro. Personal readings are for micro scenarios. So anytime there's a situation where you feel like a reading is not resonating with you, you need a micro look at your micro situation. But I'm speaking from a macro cosmic level of understanding. So you're going to have to really dig deep or find another reader, because the way that Spirit is driving this boat, this ship ain't reversing and this ship ain't sinking. So you're going to have to find a reader that's more on preschool, pre-K, and when you're ready for elementary, middle school, that's where we're going. You got to excel, okay? So moving on. You're meant to expose and tear down a lot of cultivations. Back in the day they called it colonizations. Well, we're talking about cults right now. Cultivations that have been built specifically off brainwashing. Humanity is top priority right now is dispelling the brainwashing. So if you're a leader and you're a life coach, your life holds a key. Everyone has been given a key. Okay, it's been passed around. The divine has downloaded this inside of you. It's already been anchored, and you, as it's opening up and the flower, it's going to be budding. You're meant to water it. Okay, and this is what it's going to feel like as that download is activating, sprouting, leaves, trees, branches. Okay, that tree is about to blossom inside of you. And it's also going to be your life, your truth. Okay. Every person has a tree of life existing inside of them. That's their life, their truth. All right. You're meant to specifically target brainwashing of girls. Okay. That's what I'm seeing here. Little girls specifically. When they get them at a tender age, okay, you know how they say blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. That's not a compliment. You know, when they say less tampered with, that's not a compliment. When they say, when you hear anybody say, oh, young, it don't matter, someone less tainted or someone less tampered with or someone with less anything, it's pretty much wanting the mind of a baby, okay? To instill certain programs, belief systems, and things like that to assure that that feminine walks with that type of brainwashing. And this can happen at any age, but it's harder to train. This is why they push this initiative of it's harder to train someone that's older or someone that has been married before, divorced before, in a long relationship, because they have tenure. They've been seasoned. And to a masculine energy, if someone else has already made it into your subconscious realm, they have to battle whatever that person put there before them. You see what I'm saying? That job shouldn't be in the hand of a masculine. You should be the only person going into your garden and pruning your leaves of your tree of life. Another person coming into your garden to do that for you, he's only in there to maneuver some shit around to work in his favor. The only reason why he's sitting in your subconscious realm and want to get into that garden and explore that realm is because it's a space where it's going to accept whatever you give it. The subconscious realm is not biased. It doesn't know roles, age, gender. It understands a specific code. All right. So coding may be also a key or a confirmation that someone may be good at computer coding, or that's a big thing right now is AI intelligence and coding. So this is already happening. The brainwashing has already been happening, especially when there's a certain agenda. However, whoever's paying the most money gets to control and hold a wand, all right, to push a certain agenda. But anytime that you are looking at something visual, right? And when I say visual, I mean imagery, things that imprint. That's the quickest way to get to your subconscious realm is through the stimulation of your eyes. Okay. Sound used to be the top one, but nowadays people are so tuned. They have a short attention span that now they've determined that the longest one is going to be what I show you. So be very careful with this kind, because this is the type of stuff where it's like, it's hard to discredit because they show you their works. It's hard to discredit their intentions long term because they reveal to you, they show you their works. So what happens is you become loyal to the cause, the mission. You become loyal to their works, where you start to say, well, at least they're doing this for the community. At least they're doing that for humanity. As women, you hold a set level of leadership. We've always were leaders equally. Yeah. So this hierarchy of someone needing to be at the bottom, creating a paradigm that is of social statuses and all those different things, that was like colonized. Okay, this has nothing to do with a lot of stuff. So it just depends on what you believe in, but ultimately we're talking about brainwashing. I'm trying to stay on tags, but there's so many different random downloads that I keep getting, and I can't tell if they want me to use it as an example or if they want me to just say it. So y'all gonna hear me bounce around all over the place. Somebody here, you got to sit underneath somebody. I don't know if this was your mom or like the first lady at church, or like, you know how you have all the deacons, or there's like in the pulpit, you know how they put the men on the front line, but really is ran by the women. Okay, in every cultivation is ran by the women, the renslayers. Okay, yes, I said it. And they're going to be the ones that does all the dirty work for the person that's in control. So this type of woman is going to be the best type of woman to utilize would be a stubborn one. If you can get them before those traits set in, you can make them a weapon. You can weaponize them to push your agenda. You can weaponize them to, be the enforcer of whatever you give them. And I'm not saying it's one particular thing that was given. There's been a plethora of things that's been given. But in his absence, in an absence in general, she will do certain things to make sure that everything is ran smooth in his absence. Whoever resonates with this part of the reading, you got to spend a lot of time with the older women. Okay? So you got to see how they train and teach the younger girls very well. Teach them how to be loyal. They teach them how to pretty much perform and do God's work. So you have some type of background of someone saying God, ordains this. Okay? This submission. God ordains this to be obedient to your husbands, to be obedient to certain situations. All of that stuff, your creativity, or however you're going to express your tree of life, you're dispelling it. All right. And I feel like that is really going to wake up so many feminine energies and allow their tree to grow, because these are feminine energies where their growth was stunted at a very young age, and their tree stopped growing inside of them, and it stopped blossoming, and the only thing that they could tend to was dead. Everything around them was dead. Their perspective was dead. Their visions were dead. They were unable to really connect with the divine like they were supposed to. And it's like you're arriving at a time where they need you in this way. And I feel like you need confirmation, because you're also dealing with past life love relationships that you are like you're preparing to sit in this seat. You're preparing, this room has been prepared for you. You're about to sit in this seat of position of power, authority, or just right based off of your life experiences. And you have certain karmic energies from past lives, certain lovers from past lives that are pretty much here to kind of like change your mind, talk you down if they can. And it's in a way where It's like, I don't want you to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. Let me be the person that says it. So, which goes back to that situation of, let me be the person that says it on your behalf, so it doesn't come off the wrong way. You have nothing to fear as a divine feminine, because every masculine and feminine are divine in their own right. And you are a leader. Y'all both are leaders. So I feel like in a world where we're still battling the divisions of sex, we're still battling the divisions of gender and race, creed, color, all those different things, no matter how much people like to pretend like don't exist, it's still there. And as humanity, I feel like you're creating space, or you're holding space to have conversations. I don't care if you're sitting in an actual face-to-face with people, or you're on a podcast, or you are talking through the television screen, whatever medium you use, whether you're talking about your book or things like that, you're creating space to talk about topics that are uncomfortable. And it's through the conversations, it's through getting it out and talking about it where we dispel it, okay? But if we never talk about it, we just perpetuate it. We never we never release it. Yeah, we have mask in reverse. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're going to be globally known for calling shit out, okay? For what it is. And you're going to find the right soul tribe, all right, that is meant to be around you. You're a firecracker. You a firecracker. You a problem. You a problem. And I feel like you're learning right now. Yeah, some of y'all may be tantra healers, or you may be like with Nagas. With Nagas, this reminds me of tantra healers. This remind me of people that are sex workers, people that are they embrace their sexuality, their sensuality. Definitely twinning energy here. Ooh, y'all are problems. Sweet. Y'all are problems. And I feel like the biggest thing for the both of you guys is, it's coming from, I don't need to be right. I don't need to be right, and I don't have to prove myself that I'm right. So you're also creating space for people to come at you. You're always also creating space for people to have their opinions, because you understand through healthy dialogue, that's where shit is able to be resolved. But if we never talk about it, no healing ever begins. So I feel like you're releasing a lot of gas. A lot of people have a lot of pressure. They will never say it out loud because of the cancel culture. But you're like, that's okay. We're going to talk about these things, because if we don't talk about it, we can't release it. And we have surrender in reverse. And it's interesting that we have the mask in reverse and the moon in reverse. This is also telling me, this is your path. This is your destiny. I'm telling you, this is confirmation of what I said earlier. And on your path and on this journey, as you are speaking in your truth, and you are just listening to your intuition and expressing your experiences, and not hiding or covering up for people out of loyalty of your ancestry or loyalty of anything. You come from an ancestry line where, this may sound crazy, but yes, you honor the strides that each journey has had to take. But when you incarnate, I feel like there was one before you as well. When you guys incarnate, you're meant to tear down the old system paradigm and create a new one. So in every incarnation, you have always came in as the you're the sign of the times, right? You're the person that rips the band-aid off. You're the person that, and here's the crazy part. It's like that Eminem. You cannot embarrass someone that's willing to embarrass themselves. And that's pretty much the Eminem approach. Okay? We all are chocolate. Underneath all the colors that are painted over an M&M, at the end of the day, we all are fucking chocolate. You get what I'm saying? We're all the same thing. And I feel like that's kind of like at the core, because you don't really get caught up in the semantics of, well, that's a woman, that's a man, or we're supposed to be together because one woman to one man or one man to one woman. Like, you don't really get caught up in the semantics, because you guys are like the antagonists. The best way that I could describe it, that's what it feels like to me. No one is like, every lifetime it has always been that way. Okay, you're the antagonist. We have love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Which one? Power, strength, refusing to see, passion ignites. So okay, confirmation for those of you that have a karmic coming into your life. This is your disempowerment. One of these connections, well, both of them, there's two people specifically that I feel like you're refusing to see that they can't come with you. They are a part of your past life story, where they are the signs of the times for you, where they're there to disempower you. They're there to make sure that you don't, it's like they're the protectors of the brainwashers, because they are the ones that put the power that you crafted in the hands of the enemy, creating this same cycle, and then created the books and stuff like that to continue perpetuating the spells. They're the keepers of that key. Okay. The most recent movie, Transformers, kind of go deeper into that. Okay. We have Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be loved. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. I feel as if these lovers can't go with you. I know you may love them, but they can't go with you, because to love them would be like giving up on every other divine feminine that you were called to be of service to. It's like you would not feel like you listened to your soul. You would feel like you dishonored your own soul. And I'm saying this because your soul's mission is to undo the brainwashing. Okay, when you look at humanity and you look at the way in which people, especially women, hate the idea of aging and getting old. They're unable to see the beauty in developing wrinkles. Everything is with the objective to make people look like babies. Everything is with the objective to continue looking like little kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sinister. It is. We have balance, to bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So I feel like this is, you don't have to, it's pretty much saying like, you're not here to address those karmic relationships and hold them accountable. Your mission is so much bigger than what you think. Yes, deception in reverse. You're dispelling lies. The mask, you see how both of these cards talks about the mask here. And if you wear it long enough, you forget who you really are. It's giving Jekyll and Hyde. I've said this before. Sadness and isolation. Three of Swords. So like, This is damn, this universal year 7, like spirit is like, the divine is going out with a bang. I mean, this is exposing pedophilia, but also exposing like at how as women are also accomplice to this whole agenda. But before you can hold them accountable, you have to make them aware that they too were participating in mass genocide of innocence. Okay? Grooming and preparing them for another person. Never letting them develop, letting their flower blossom in the subconscious mind. I don't care how old they are, their growth has been stunted. The feminine energy has been stunted, and it's been an imbalance. Period. So yeah, it's harder for them to ever develop to that point where they're ready to let someone love them because of this energy. And then they have children, and they just like our humanity reflects the way the animal kingdom, the insect kingdoms are all being treated. All those kingdoms are also a reflection of what's going on in humanity. So just as quick as you see every cow, every chicken, and every situation, how fast they're going into the slaughterhouse, it's quick. Okay, the same way. That's how they line them up on a gurney just to be next, and then they have more kids and more kids and more kids, and it's just they're never able to develop. And the younger the gene is split, the more trauma it is meant to experience. This is like high level. This is like splicing as well, but like studying it at the same time. It's like that's how statistics are born. Okay, it's an experiment. Being able to experiment and study, and this is where there's no trust. How can feminine energy trust anything if they never have time to connect with the divine? This is about, no matter male or female, this is about not having enough time in your childhood life to connect with the divine, to be in solitude with the divine, to hear the voice of the Holy Spirit within, so you can lead and not follow. You know what I'm saying? Surrender the habit of people pleasing, speak your needs, and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Like, not even being able to realize that they're even doing it, because the people that they trust failed them. People in control failed them. And then they have the nerves to always watch and observe them and to see what they up to. Monitoring damn spirits. And every time someone starts to feel too alone or they have too much time to think, then it's like, oh no, catch that Barbie. Okay, this is like, Ken, we've had enough of this. That's what's pretty much all this is. This is the whole Barbie and Ken situation. If you have not watched Barbie, you need to watch Barbie, because this is what I feel like you just need confirmation that it's okay and that you are not being mean. Okay? And trust me, your Alan is out there, but Ken can't go with you, because you're stereotypical Barbie. Ken cannot go with you. You need an Alan. Okay, there's only one Alan, but there's a lot of Kens. There's a lot of this, but there's only one Alan. Okay. Difficulties in reverse. I'm having technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Difficulties in reverse, step by step, intuition, unknown. The only thing that I see here, like, something has been very disempowering. And I feel like someone, when they're around you, makes you feel very disempowered. It's an energy. I feel like it's an energy of feeling like someone's watching you. Like, even if you're not with that person, they have an energy that they possess. They possess. Where you'll stop listening to someone speaking life into you. You'll stop listening to the truth, because that person is kind of like Like they done reached their hand inside your subconscious mind and they turning. But it's not a person. It's an entity. It's an energy. And look, and it always seems to be connected to the underdevelopment of your child, your inner child. Trust for you was tampered with at a very young age. And your journey, some of y'all made it out. Some of y'all made it out of the damn slaughterhouse. You made it out of that cult. You made it out of that institution. You made it out of that religion. You made it out of whatever it is you made it out of. But it's time to stop being angry women or angry men and start to speak about how you made it out and create space to have conversations that are uncomfortable to have. Because it's through talking about it where we dispel it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then all around the world, people get to see how it's happening everywhere and it's all connected. It leaves less space for the darkness to hide out in. Because somebody, but you are, Spirit said, don't say it. I ain't going to say it. I surrender. I give it all away so you can use it. I'm done. All right. I need to find my closing cards. Okay, so they want me to use this one. I always use the other one, but they're going to use this one. Okay. All right, let's get 4. 4, yeah. Oh, they want, 4. Okay. What? Oh, wow, I said older women. Look, I don't know if you saw it, but in my journal, I wrote older women in, like, caps. Not caps, but I gotta find it. This is, like, I feel like you never saw National Treasure, okay? I just, like, connecting the dots feels like, ooh. All right, older woman. Yes, I wrote older woman. The card that came out, older woman. Dealings or relationship with an older woman. Ooh. Well, we have mountain. Okay, difficulties. Major challenge to overcome. Ooh, it's gonna be the hardest one. It's that old set, the original. Anyway, changes in your life. I was gonna say original Barbie. The prototype. Then we have bat. Take care. Enemies are working against you. Yeah, this is what this is. This is what this is. Oh my God. Confirmation. Oh my God. See, y'all think it's the men, but it's really the older women. I told you it's the one it's the first lady. She the one that's hating on people. Okay? It's that older mindset. Oh, this is different. This is hurting people. This is, I don't like that you're different. You make me uncomfortable type of different. And so I'm going to, oh, wow. For some of you guys, ooh, some of y'all, your ancestors are saying, this the lady, this the wife that literally made a promise to find your kind in every lifetime and to make sure that they are prepared when you incarnate in every lifetime, and then to take you and take your juice, take your ashe, harvest you. That's what they doing. I told you. It's coming. It's, oh my God. Yeah, this is like drinking. This is some weird shit. I gotta stop. Okay, we're gonna stop there. This is serious. So a lot of y'all know some stuff. They be doing some stuff behind closed doors. It's a lot of secrets coming out. It's gonna be secrets coming out about, yeah, about private secret parties. What happened after dark. when people go missing, Amber Alerts during holidays and influx of shit. It has a lot to do with it's definitely harvesting. And divine feminine energy has had enough. These spells that have been casted. Because this fake moon, there's something about a fake moon, not the real moon. Huh. And also something about knowing your moon sign. Knowing your moon sign is directly connected to the mother. So when they know your moon sign, they can make they can make it harder for you to overcome. Because the less you're able to really connect with the mother, okay, through solitude, the less she'll tell you. So they're pretty much saying like Gaia, Mother Earth, Tiamat tells you everything. There's nothing that you wouldn't know, but they make it hard. You're too busy on a different calendar cycle. You're too busy, out of sync. So you're out of mind. Oh shit, okay. And they just energy harvest. They just energy harvest all my gals and girls. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. If you ever want to book a personal reading with me, all that information is down below. If you would like to join our membership and stay nested over with me on that side, there's also the Lovebirds tier that is for high vibrational connections or conversations between both. So stay tuned for that. If you are currently a member, congratulations to November and December's winner. I'm looking forward to seeing who January will be. Yes, and if you requested a personal reading with me, for those that were approved, check the comment, not the comment section, check the instant chat on my website, talktequila.com. That's where you can reach me. It's harder to reach me via email because there's too many scammers in the emails. But if you connect with me, you click the little chat box on my website, talktequila.com. I'm able to get your messages with less sifting through the email, okay? So be sure to make sure that you complete step 2. If you already have, shouts out to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.